okay? We're gonna get a little alizarin crimson and a little titanium white here. All right, we're gonna paint ourselves a little subscribe button, right? Now we don't want anyone to be alone, right? We don't want him to be alone. Get a little bit more of our titanium white. We're just gonna tap it here. Make sure the bristles are nice and full. We're gonna tap in a little friend here for our subscribe button. We're just gonna tap in that like button. All right, just tap it in nice and easy. Hey, thanks, Bob. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're giving away a diorama. So please like and subscribe. Enjoy the video. All right, it's very easy. I do use a specific tool for this. You can probably find other methods, but it's so that I can get this nice curled piece here and a curled piece there, okay? Let me get the materials and I'll show you. Okay, what you're gonna need for this is some super glue, some different types of wire that you want to be roughly this thickness. I don't know what gauge this is, let me check. Okay, this wire is, let me check, it is 16 gauge, is that right? Looks like 16. It's definitely not 18, it's too big. So I think it's 16 gauge wire. Yeah, okay, so that's 16 gauge wire, see the 16 there, which seems to be about the right size. A hair bigger, a hair smaller, you could still do this too, okay? So 16, if you have 18 or 14 gauge, I'm sure you can still achieve this. I think this might be 14 gauge. Yeah, this is certainly 14 gauge. So we'll try it with both. This is a softer wire. I'm gonna cut that, and this is a denser wire. This is a solid core steel wire. All right, so I've got wire cutters, and I have jeweler's pliers, jewelry pliers. You can get these at craft stores, fabric stores. See how the tips are rounded cones? See that? There we go. This will help you. This is what a lot of those guys use when they like wire wrap gemstones and stuff. They'll use pliers like these. These are helpful for doing fine wire work. I bought these when I used to work on jewelry, so I still had them around. And you will also need this black wire. This is thin gauge, like it's like a powder coated black wire. This is very, very, very thin gauge. I think this is like, it's like smaller than 20, or it's 20, yeah. I believe I got this in little rolls at the dollar store years ago. I had 3 little, this is actually all I have left, but I had 3 rolls of this that I got, I think in a pack at the dollar store. I've been using it for years, and I used most of it up making my dynamite cords. So if you go watch my miniature dynamite video, you'll see how I use this. But what we're gonna do is create this little tip of the bungee cord with the black wire. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna pinch the end into the little jewelry end and start to wrap it around the end of the plier. And then we're going to, once we get it almost all the way around like that, we're gonna move it down it. Actually, we're gonna squeeze it together. It takes a little work. We're gonna squeeze it together and clamp it down again and do another wrap. Like that. We're gonna clamp it down again. And then we're going to take, you can do this with regular pliers or flat nose pliers, but we're going to take it and kind of get it at the point where it would fold up, and we're going to just fold the wire over carefully. It's a little tight on the finger, so we'll use two pliers here. Fold it over so it's perpendicular to that little tiny two-turn coil that we just made. Right? There is that. And then we simply curve the wire back over as far as however long we want the hook. I'm going to go with about a 1/4 inch or 3/8 and curl it. I'm actually going to go farther down here. This is the advantage to having these. You can make bigger curves or smaller curves. I'm going to go sort of small medium here. and curve the hook around. See that? And then I can just cut it off. Actually, I probably should have cut it before I bent it, but so we'll open it back up. Okay. Haven't done this in a little while. Okay, then we're gonna cut that off, excuse me, and then we'll bend it back because I did it out of order. Okay, we'll bend this back. Boop. Look at that. It's a tip to our bungee cord. Really easy. Let's do another one. Let's see it again. Play it again, Sham. All right, we'll start here. We'll whip it around. Then we'll bring it down and get it to go all the way 360. And we're gonna bring it down here. Whip it around again. And then we're going to hold this end, fold it up at 90 degrees, perpendicular to the little coils, like that. Then I'm gonna cut it before I bend it. Actually, no, I'm gonna bend it first. Now I remember why I did that. Because if you cut it before, you may not have enough tension space to get the curl you want. So we're gonna curl it first, like that. Then I'm gonna cut it before I finish curling it. Remembering, like that. Then, whoops. And we're going to go back in here and move it down, get that finish off that curl. Like that. Oh, that's not a nice curl. There we go. Get a nice curl. And the cool thing about these pliers is you can kind of squeeze it out. If your curl is not really a nice half circle, you can kind of move it up and down the pliers and squeeze it and then bend it back to get it into a good, nice, good round shape. So here are our two hooks of our bungee cord. And see, now we can hook them onto each other. Make a little dingle, dangle, dingle, dangle. Okay, and then I'm gonna do this. I did this one on red, so I'll do this one on blue just for the fun of it. And you can see here how you can just slip this right over that, what did we say it was? 16 gauge wire. And you might have to finagle it a little. You might have to open it back up a little with your jeweler's pliers to get it to fit smoothly but still snugly over the end of the wire, which is the goal. And I have to give credit to Nathan, one of my former employees. He actually thought of this one day while we were, just chit-chatting before work, and he's like, you could make a miniature bungee cord like this. I think he had thought of it the night before, and he threw the idea out of me. So I'm definitely going to give him credit on this one, because I was kind of already wondering how we could do it, but my idea, I don't even remember what it was now. My idea was way more convoluted than this. So, and I always favor the simple ideas as often as I can. And we're almost there. So this requires a little tedious back and forth, and I'm going to get my pliers to help me so I don't stab myself with the wire. There we go. Then we can crimp it back down onto the wire once we get it where we want. There we go. Looking pretty good. Sweet. And we'll do the other side. I can tell this needs to be opened up already, so we'll just open it up. Like that. See if that'll get on there. Looks like, oh yeah, it's on there. Okay. Get a little farther down. Cool. Now we have a bungee cord that we can bend into whatever shape we want. But what we need to do before we proceed is we need to glue it, okay? That's what the super glue is for. I do recommend just putting a little dab on there because it will pop off if you're not careful, even though you just tighten it on there and with wire. Just a little bit on the top. Oops. A little bit on the top there. Yep. Doop, doop, doop. A little bit over here. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. There we go. Now we're cooking. So now we could hang items from it. We can wrap up our victims with it, our little miniature toy victims with it. We could coil it up, you know, and we could put it on our little cart there with a little, let's put a little box there, a little fragile box. All right, there we go. There's a little bungee cord wrapped up with a little fragile. And if you guys have, you know, textured wire or colored wire, or you could even do this with really, really thick cording or string. If you want it to have like a fabric look to it, you could do that too. You don't have to do it with wire. I just like the wire because you can bend it how you want and it'll stay in that shape. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and happy bungee cording. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much.